Hello! So, last week I did a review on Space Crusade for part 1 of my Halloween special. This time, I'm doing a review on Hero Quest by Milton Bradley, which is the sister game and the actual precursor to Space Crusade. So, let's take a look.
Hero Quest.
So, with Space Crusade out of the way, it's time to tackle its sister game, Hero Quest. Unlike its futuristic sequel, this questing adventure is set in a much older fantasy realm. Essentially, this is the standard Warhammer universe compared to Space Crusade's Warhammer 40,000 landscape. Now, created in collaboration with Games Workshop, Hero Quest was designed by Stephen Barker of Milton Bradley Games and was first released during 1989 in Europe and Australia. This was shortly followed by a slightly different variant for America and Canada, unlike Space Crusade, which strangely never saw a North American release. I remember seeing the mesmerising box art splashed throughout Littlewoods, Argos and Index catalogues and thinking, I want that! No, I need that! But by the time a suitable present receiving event came round, Space Crusade had also been released, and due to my love of the Space Marines, I opted for that instead. But this didn't detach from my fondness for the original game, even if it did feature a semi-naked, animal skin-clad warrior on the front. To my 8-year-old brain, this guy was the exact thing the name suggested, a fricking hero. Look, he's even got a sword, and hair, and Ugg boots. Hero. Absolute hero. In the box art background you can see some of the foes you have to defeat, including skeletons and mummies, both of which I was a huge fan of. And beside them you can also see the orcs, chaos warriors and goblin-like creatures, which are also familiar in its 40k counterpart. It's just that they have bolt guns and plasma rifles in the latter, as opposed to massive knives. Like Space Crusade, Hero Quest is a strategy game which offers an enormous amount of freedom, role-playing and imagination. Again, it's a simplification on the original Warhammer games, allowing families to get in on the wargaming action without the trepidation of looking foolish in front of others when confronted with the reams of rules. Also, like Space Crusade, one player must take the baddie role, in this case known simply as the Evil Wizard. And there he is, looking like a rowdy, drunk David Bellamy, steaming out of his local at 3 AM. He's even got his hand out to try and grab a nearby railing for support. Come to think of it, this could actually just be a photo of Oliver Reed. So, let's go through the gameplay, shall we? Thankfully, the board doesn't take too long to set up, unless it's brand new out of the box, in which case you have to assemble all these bloody furniture parts and depeg your pieces. But then these little plastic objects are what make the game so damn compelling in my opinion. During play, pieces are added to the board as they enter the hero's line of sight. It's the evil wizard's job to keep on top of this and dispense the pieces according to the setup plan depicted on whichever quest has been selected. This layout is kept a strict secret from the heroic players, hence the reason for this cardboard wall. All heroes start in the stairwell room with the door shut. If you're playing this with less than 5 players, then you can opt to play as more than one hero. Otherwise, the game can quickly weigh in the favour of the wizard, with the hordes of evil foes he has at his disposal. Upon moving out of this room, the door is replaced with an open doorway. There are no preset door locations on the board, they move dependent on your quest, hence the need for these little plastic doors. Here, we have the warrior, and immediately in his line of sight, there's an orc, along with another door and a blockage in the hallway ahead, because often the entire board isn't always used. So, the job of the questers is to rampage through the board, search rooms for treasure and to generally kick the ass of the prevailing demons. This is completed using a special set of dice. If you're in a space adjacent to a monster, you can attack. Your attack strength varies depending on your character, but generally involves rolling 2 dice. If you roll a skull, then it's a hit, but your opponent can defend himself with 1 shield per hit. You can only kill a demon by getting 1 successful hit without a counter shield being rolled by the wizard. and this premise is also the same when a demon attacks you on the wizard's turn. Although because the heroes can suffer more damage than the evil scourge, you need to record your damage on your character sheet using an object known as a pencil, which I believe is from the 1950s or something. Along the way, heroes can find equipment cards and use special power-ups like this heroic brew. Now, I won't question what's in it. Probably special brew or something. Usually the goal is to find objects like this wonderful Wand of Recall, and then get the hell back to the stairwell and escape. If you die on the way, you lose. If you don't die, then you can carry your finds over to the next game until you complete every single quest in the book, defeat the wizard and vanquish all your demon foes. After which, you can buy an expansion pack and carry on playing. Yay! Alternatively, you can just abandon the real game upon realising that its video game counterpart is far easier to set up and play. Then, you also have the added advantage of not having to put up with cretinous friends invading your living space. Now, just like Space Crusade, the video game conversions are pretty much spot on, offering isometric viewpoints and a variety of missions. I won't go into detail about digital versions here, but suffice to say they're worth checking out, so stay tuned for a review in the future. So, that was, and indeed still is, HeroQuest. If you've got some buddies, it's worth picking up a copy on Fleabay for about 40 quid. If you haven't got any friends, just get the video game and quest through those dungeons like an absolute medieval trooper. Good luck to you, my fellow hero. Thank you for watching the conclusion to my Halloween special. You can watch the first part by clicking on the video to the left, or you can choose one of the other videos which I feel you may enjoy. You can also subscribe and contribute to my Patreon channel. But anyway, thank you for watching and good night.